You're intelligent. Everyone knows it. High IQ. Good education. Quick learner. The smart one in every room. And you're broke. Not because you don't understand money. You understand compound interest better than most. Not because you lack opportunities. You've had dozens. You're broke because being smart became your excuse to stay broke. I've watched this tragedy play out for millennia. The brilliant mind that turns intelligence into a weapon against itself. I'm Zeus and I've seen enough empires fall to know this. The dumbest thing smart people do is convince themselves their poverty is noble. You're not broke because the system failed you. You're broke because staying broke protects something you value more than security. Your identity as someone above materialism. You've turned poverty into philosophy, and it's killing you. Let me show you how. Your intelligence is your cage. Smart people can rationalize anything, and you've weaponized that gift to justify staying broke for years. Decades. Money isn't everything. Spoken like someone who doesn't have it. I'd rather be rich in experiences. Beautiful. Shame those experiences cost money you're pretending not to need. The wealthy are miserable. Based on zero first-hand evidence and maximum wishful thinking. You've built an intellectual fortress around your financial failure, and you live in it. Comfortably, calling it wisdom when it's just fear with a philosophy degree, but here's what your brilliant mind refuses to see. You're not rejecting money. Money is rejecting you, because every single time it gets close, you sabotage it. With surgical precision. Why? Because having money would shatter the identity you've spent years perfecting. The intellectual, the artist, the one who's above the rat race, who struggles but meaningfully, who's broke but smart about it. Take away the struggle, and who are you? Just another person with money. Common. Ordinary. Like everyone else, you've spent a decade feeling quietly superior to, and you've turned it into your entire personality. Listen to how you introduce yourself. I'm a creative. Translation. I'm broke, but special. I'm not motivated by money. Translation. I'm terrified of it. I value freedom over security. Translation. I'm avoiding responsibility. You've rebranded financial failure as spiritual inability to make money as proof of your superiority. And you've surrounded yourself with people who'll never challenge it. Friends who are also broke, but brilliant. Communities who've turned collective dysfunction into identity. Into pride. The struggling artists. The broke philosophers. The enlightened ones living in their parents' basement, calling it conscious living. And if anyone in your circle actually makes money, they're out. Immediately. Sell out. Lost their soul. Became one of them. Because their success exposes your excuse. If they can be smart and wealthy, what's your story? If they can have money and keep their integrity, what's your justification? So you exile them. You judge them. You protect the identity at all costs. Even if the cost is your future, but here's where the real damage lives. Every time money appears, you have a pattern. It's clockwork. Get a raise. Lifestyle inflates to match. Bonus Aribes sudden emergency drains it. Client pays well. You don't invoice the next one. Project succeeds. You ghost the follow-up. You're not unlucky. You're strategically broke. Your sabotage is sophisticated. Intellectual. You don't blow money on stupid things like broke people do. You're smart broke. So your self-destruction comes wrapped in beautiful reasoning. The business idea that'll definitely work this time. The course that'll unlock everything. The tools you absolutely need. The passion project that's about impact, not money. The principled decision to walk away from the opportunity because something felt off. Every financial suicide disguised as wisdom. Meanwhile, you're 38 and can't afford an emergency. But at least you kept your principles. At least you stayed true to yourself. At least you have your sophisticated explanation for why you're broke. That explanation doesn't pay rent, but it protects your identity. And apparently, that's worth more. Comment. What's the last opportunity you sabotaged, and what excuse did you use? You need to see it written out. Most won't. Too honest. Too close. Here's what's actually happening. You've built your entire self-worth around not having money. You're the smart one who doesn't need it. The creative one who's above it. The conscious one who sees through it. Remove that and what's left? Just another person trying to make money. How devastatingly ordinary. Your brokenness makes you special, separates you from the masses, proves you're different, more evolved than the sheep chasing dollars. You've invested everything in this story. Years of conversations about how money corrupts, how the wealthy are hollow, how you'd rather be poor and real than rich and fake. But what happens when you make money? When you become what you've criticized. When you join the system you claim to reject. Your identity collapses. Your friend group judges you. Your self-image dies. So you stay broke. You protect the identity, because the identity feels like survival. Even though it's actually slow death, the identity doesn't pay bills, doesn't cover emergencies, doesn't build futures, doesn't protect anyone, but it's familiar. And familiar feels safer than change. And the fear runs deeper than you think. You're not afraid of being broke. You know broke is om. You're afraid of having money. Because money removes every excuse. Can't blame the system. Can't claim you're different. Can't use poverty as proof of moral superiority. Money means accountability, real decisions. Showing up, performing, facing the truth that money doesn't solve everything. That you'll still be you, with your problems, your fears, your insecurities, just with money. And that's terrifying, because right now, everything wrong in your life has one convenient explanation. Not enough money. Unhappy? Money would fix it. Stressed? Money would solve it. Unfulfilled? Money's holding you back. But what if you have money and nothing changes? What if you're still unhappy? Still stressed, still unfulfilled? Then what's the excuse? Then you'd have to face the truth. The problem isn't money. It's you, your choices, your patterns, your comfortable self-sabotage. Unbearable thought. So you stay broke. Keep the excuse. Protect the identity. Hide from the truth. You're not broke because of circumstances. You're broke because of daily choices. For years, for decades, choosing familiar suffering over unfamiliar growth. Still here. That means something. Most people run from this mirror. Subscribe if you want more truth. The kind that actually changes things. Here's what destroys your entire philosophy. Money doesn't change you. It reveals you. Generous poor becomes generous rich. Anxious poor becomes anxious rich. Self-sabotaging poor becomes self-sabotaging rich. Money is an amplifier. It makes you more of what you already are. All your fears about becoming someone else, if you make money, fiction, you'll be the same person. Same values, same character, same integrity, just with resources. Money doesn't corrupt. It reveals. And you're terrified of what it'll reveal. That you're not as principled as you claim, not as enlightened as you pretend. That your poverty was never about principle. It was about fear wrapped in philosophy. And those wealthy people you've judged for years, most aren't evil, aren't empty, aren't miserable. They just didn't sabotage their success, didn't turn financial failure into identity, didn't make poverty their brand. You've been wrong about money, about wealth, about yourself. And admitting that means admitting you wasted years protecting an identity that was actually a prison. That's harder than staying broke, so you probably won't admit it. You'll find a flaw in this logic, an intellectual escape hatch. A reason why this doesn't apply to you. That's what smart people do. Think their way out of uncomfortable truth. But thinking doesn't pay bills. Understanding doesn't build security. Intelligence without action is just expensive delusion. 2. Options. You've been avoiding this your entire life. Option 1. Own it. I'm staying broke. I value this identity more than security. I'd rather suffer maintaining my self-image than risk changing. At least that's honest. Or, option 2. Let it go. All of it. The story. The superiority. The intellectual justifications. The identity. Make money. Not because money is everything. Because poverty is destroying you while you call it enlightenment. This means admitting you were wrong, that you've been sabotaging yourself, that your struggle was never noble. Just. Skarid. Becoming someone who makes money without losing their soul, builds wealth without becoming empty, succeeds without sacrificing who they actually are. That person doesn't get the comfort of the excuse, the protection of the identity, the tribe that validates the dysfunction. That person shows up, delivers, takes responsibility, lives without the shield. You know what to do. You've always known. Stop sabotaging opportunities. Stop using principles as poverty's costume. Stop protecting brokenness like it's an achievement. Start saying yes to money. Build skills markets actually pay for. Deliver value people want. Show up consistently. Be accountable. Your intelligence isn't the problem. It's the excuse, the sophisticated cover for doing nothing. But intelligence without action is just expensive ignorance, and you've been performing it for years. You wanted validation, wanted me to tell you money doesn't matter, that you're special for being broke, but brilliant, that it's the system's fault. No, you're broke because you choose it. Daily, with every sabotage, every intellectual justification, every opportunity you walk away from to protect who you've decided to be. You're not a victim of capitalism. You're a prisoner of your own identity trap. The cage you built with your intelligence and locked from the inside. Watching smart people destroy themselves is its own tragedy. Brilliance weaponized against its own survival. The mind is both architect and executioner. I'll keep watching. I've got eternity. Most will stay exactly where they are. Keep the identity. Keep the philosophy. Keep the sophisticated poverty. Keep pretending it's noble. Keep dying broke, but smart. Or, prove me wrong, let go. Make money without losing yourself. Build wealth while keeping your soul. Succeed financially while staying human. Your choice always has been. Next time, why you destroy relationships the moment someone actually loves you. Why real connection terrifies you more than loneliness. The pattern you're blind to. The love you keep refusing. See you then. If you're brave enough to stop intellectualizing your isolation,